Hello! Today we are going to look at the column method. So I've got a number of questions here and there's a couple that require some exchanging. One of my other videos talks about subtraction with exchanging, so if you've watched that then you might understand it more quickly because it's a very similar concept. So let's start with this one over here. 43 add 54. Now, just like with the other column method that I did with subtraction, you start by partitioning the numbers. So 40 and 3 and 50 and 4, and we are adding. So we do our lines underneath which show where the answer is going to go, and we always start at the units. So let's go ahead and add these up. 3 add 4 is 7. 40 add 50 is 90. Now I've got two answers here. I split it up at the beginning, so now I need to stick it back together. I've got 90 and a 7, which is 97, which is the answer to this first problem. Let's have a look at this one. Exactly the same. We're going to set it out just like this. 67 add 25. So I'm going to start setting it out and then I'll have a chat about what might be different in this one. 67, 25. Double lines underneath, and where do we start? At the units. So 7 add 5. Now 7 add 5 is 12. But the problem is this is a units column, and so you can't put 12 in the units column because normally it would only go up to 9. So you can't do that, I'm afraid. But what you can do is you can leave the 2 units behind, because 12 is actually a 10 and a 2. So you can leave the 2 units there, and then you can pop the 10s with the other 10 friends in the 10s column. So I've still got 12, but instead of squidging it in here, I've actually popped the 10s with the other 10s, which I'm going to add up now. So 60 and 20 and our extra 10 is 90. Again, I've got two answers, and I'm going to combine them together to make the total. I'm going to write it down here because I've used up the space over there, is 92. So the answer is 92. Now, further down here, these problems as well require some exchanging. So why don't you see if you can set this one out on the paper that you have. Maybe pause the video and have a go, or do it along with me. Okay, so 120 and 8. That's going to be 3 columns this time because we've got hundreds, tens and units. There's no hundreds for 94, so I'm just going to leave that blank and put 90 with the tens and 4 with the units. Again, we are adding. Nice straight lines at the bottom. Remember, these are kind of like a giant equal sign. It's a good way to remember them. That's where the answer goes. So 8 add 4. Now that equals 12, just like it did up there. So what do we have to do? We leave the 2 units of the 12 behind, and we put the 10 with the other 10s in the tens column so we can add those up together. So now I've got 20 and 90, and I've also got this 10. So 90 and 20 is 110, and the other 10 makes it 120. Now I need to do more exchanging here because I can't write 120 in the tens column. I wonder if you can guess what you might have to do. You leave the 20 behind and put the 100 in the hundreds column. So let's just have a look at that again. The 10 and the 20 and the 90 make 120. and 20. We can't put any hundreds in the tens column, so I'm going to leave the amount of tens and I'm going to put the 100 in the 100 column. And now let's do this bit. There was nothing here. We had 100 to start with and now we've got another 100. So that is 200. 3 answers to stick back together. Lots of 2's today. It's 222. Now I've got one more problem over here, but I wonder whether maybe you could have a go this time, if you didn't before, at pausing the video, having a go yourself, and then playing to see if we both agree and get the same answer. So, 500, 30 and 9. 400, 60 and 5. We are adding lines underneath. Always, always, always we start with the units. Just turn this slightly just so we don't lose the edge of the page. So we've got 9 add 5. 9 add 5 is 14. 14, I'm going to leave the 4 units, the 4 units, and put the 10 of the 14 up here with the other 10s. So now I've got a 30 and 60 and a 10. Now this is actually 100. Now 100 doesn't have any units or any 10s. It's just got 100. So I'm actually going to leave nothing here. And you can either leave it blank or you can put zeros to show that actually here there are no 10s. And I'm going to put the 100 with the other hundreds in the hundreds column. So now I'm going to add these up, 500, 400 and the extra one. Now that's 1,000. Now I can't put all of that in the boxes that I've got, so what I'm actually going to do is just use this extra box on the side so that I can still do 1 digit per square, which makes it lovely and neat. So 1,000, no 10s and 4, which is 1,000, no hundreds, no 10s. Can you see this on the edge? And 4. Now if you stopped it, did you get that right? Well done if you did. Tune back in soon for some other maths videos and some app tutorials. Bye!